Hey everyone, this is my 2 year and a half update. Coming off 0.5 milligrams of Ativan after 4 years. Um, Things are tough. Things are really tough. Um, I started to drive. I don't drive, I'm 41. I figured I would get a chance to go out on the road and learn how to drive, get some independence back, try to reclaim my life back after it's been literally destroyed from Ativan, and, just try to have some normalcy. So 2.5 years off, and I'm still dealing with mast cell and histamine issues. I don't know how much of them are from before benzos, because for everybody who already knows my story, I don't want to say I had mast cell issues. I don't think that it was that bad, but I was having histamine issues before benzos. And it just kind of went undiagnosed because doctors wanted to ignore, what they couldn't see, basically. So, yeah, so really that's all I'm dealing with. But because it affects so much my memory, my mood, my sleep, my balance, my hair falling out, my teeth falling out, it's been really rough because it's like one day I can be great and I can be cleaning the house, making my jewelry that I make, and I feel normal. Like, I feel literally normal. And then I wake up the next day and I feel like I'm literally in a way from hell. So it's kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. Some days are hard. Some days I want to give up. Some days I push through when I don't want to. And other days I'm like, screw it. And I don't want to make it through the day. Just on the real. But at the end of the day, I push through and do the best that I can. So I don't really have many symptoms like from the withdrawal. Like, if you ask me, Melissa, do you have, and really, to be honest, this is the issue. I don't know how much of my symptoms during, I don't want to shake y'all and get you dizzy, are like, were histamine related. So I don't know. I do know, like, the withdrawal, the needing to, feeling like I needed the benzo because my body was craving it, all that crazy stuff, that's all gone. My body temperature seems to be okay this year. But don't quote me because we've been super warm. We've been warmer than normal in South Carolina. Usually here it's, I mean, not freezing, but it's normally cold and damp and what have you. And we've been in the 60s and the 70s and low 80s. So that's really not typical here. So I don't really know like how my body temp is doing that aspect. I will tell you though that I do have a hard time regulating to cool down my body. So I'll wake up like in the middle of a night and feel like I'm overheated. My flushing has gone mostly as long as I'm not in a mast cell attack and as long as I don't eat the bad foods. If I eat the bad foods, that's when I get the internal flushing and feel like my body is overheating, and then I pour sweat, and then I have the inflammation in my back. It's a whole nightmare. So that stuff is all gone. DPR, there's sometimes I feel like, like I wouldn't say DPR as much as it used to be, but I feel like sometimes I'll just zone out, and I don't even really know if I'm thinking of anything. I'm actually going to turn down my light, y'all. It's really bright. I was making jewelry, and yeah, let's turn it down a little bit. Sorry about that. So I mean, a lot of my stuff is gone. If I could just kick this histamine thing, like, I think I would be fine. I really do. I feel like my moods would come back. I feel like my brain wouldn't feel that foggy emptiness inside. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, like, to think that this journey that you all have been on with me, it's been 2.5 years on December 27th that just passed. So it's like, it's nuts, you know. It's, when I think back, it's hard to even sometimes remember some of the things, because I think I just blocked out, you know, so much just to survive. But I did want to come on today and talk about, I know we can talk symptoms all day long. I'd love to do a Q&A for you guys that I'm, you know, this far out, you know, 3 years intolerance, a year taper, 2.5 years out. I'd love to answer anybody's questions. You know, I'm not a professional. You know, I only know what I know. What's helped me may not help you. You know, I'm not someone who pushes supplements. I'm not someone who tries to scare people with supplements. You know, I feel like we have to do what we have to do. So, yeah, so what I really wanted to come on here about, because I have so many people who come to me and are hurting. Their family members are not supportive. And I get it. Like, I try to put myself in both sides of a story. Like, I try not to compromise with one side, right? Because, you know, we people don't understand what we're going through, and that's understandable. But this is the big issue that I'm having with people's families. If you love someone, or you truly care about somebody, then it shouldn't matter at all if they don't get it. Maybe you guys will disagree with me. That's okay. We're all entitled. So I'm like, can't talk. Entitled to how we feel. But at the end of the day, when someone's sick, which we don't choose to be this way, I just want to first state that out there, that I'm so tired, even myself. I actually wish I had pictures printed. Maybe that's what I should have did for this video, because I want people to really see what this drug does. Okay, this drug, when I say I've met the devil, I'm not lying. I'm not lying at all. Like, I literally met the devil, okay, during my tolerance and during my taper and my recovery. So there's 3 phases of benzos. I mean, some of us don't go through tolerance, and you're lucky, and, you know, whatnot. Okay, so this is my thing. We don't choose to be sick. Just like somebody who gets cancer, like my son did, my mom, people that in my family, my aunt, they didn't choose that. Okay. I didn't choose to lose my 20s and 30s because doctors were ignoring me, and because they couldn't see my illness, they dismissed my illness. We did choose, let me back that up. We did choose to go on these psychiatric drugs, but what wasn't openly told to us in the appointment that we were in was how bad these drugs are. How bad they are to be on. Over some of them a couple weeks, some of them a couple months. We were not told that we would not have support coming off. We were not told that nobody has knowledge of what happens when you come off. We were told, I'm sure you all have heard the same stories, benzos are out of your system in 30 days. It must be your anxiety. You know, that can't happen. That's not realistic. Blah, 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 blah. Just saying. Okay. y'all know me. I'm very open, genuine, but I'm also very honest and very blunt. I wouldn't choose to give up all my 20s and 30s. No offense. I much rather have given them up partying. Okay. And just learning from like a really bad experience. I much rather have learned from, I don't know, having too many, I don't know, like a lot of addiction and lose half of my money, right? Than what I've and other people that I love have had to go through with this. When you wake up every day and your body is a torture chamber, joint aches, vision problems, dizziness, vertigo, every tooth in your mouth hurts, headaches, head pressure, feeling like somebody's taking a rubber band and just pulling your head back as you're walking, joint pain, not able to lift your arms to shower, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, burning eyes, burning throat, can't breathe, air hunger, lungs feeling like they're swelling up, your neck tightening. Literally, I had, and you can see a little bit, I actually had it so bad that these muscles were like this big by just cooking dinner for my family. All the weight loss I've had, you can see my scars. I've had 2 surgeries thanks to benzos. I've lost all my muscle. It's very like, you can just kind of see what I'm saying. My hair, my teeth, I've lost it. Doesn't look like it. I've lost it compared to what I started with. My muscles in my legs, everything just gravity, sagging, awful. Waking up every day feeling like, the sun is too bright. The smell outside, from the neighbor's car or the fireplace is making you gag. Feeling like you can't be in a store and you have to run for an emergency recover because, I don't know, just feeling uncomfortable, anxiety, depression, brain fog, sitting here, drinking your coffee and being like, nothing in your head, nothing. Feels like cotton or just a dead silence in my brain sometimes. It's an injury. This is a brain injury. Okay. So please, for those of you who your loved one is going through this, there are so many things that I want to do with my life. I am 41. I have 2 kids. I have 2 grandkids and a mom and a dad. And I'm a wife. I'm an aunt. And I'm a Mimi grandma. I don't like to use the word grandma. I think I'm too young for it. I don't know. Just saying. But we don't choose to just lay in bed every day and say, oh, I don't feel good. Like, because we're lazy or because we just don't want to do anything with our lives. That's not who we are. You all knew who we were before benzos. I was a mom running a business in college full time. I wanted to pursue social work and help other people because of mental health and kids being abused. And I went to school for human services. I was multitasking. I was taking care of, my daughter was younger then, and going to school full time and working from home. I used to be in healthcare. I was a certified nursing assistant for 4 years in long-term care. I felt needed and, amazing by my residents, that love that they gave back, that they needed me. I was someone, and when I hear these families just trashing the people that they claim their love for, trashing like their wife or their cousin or their uncle or their aunt or their sister or, their girlfriend or their boyfriend, like, I just can't wrap my head around it. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why Do we have to have a legitimate diagnosis from a medical provider before anybody cares about us? Why? Why is there no facilities that we can go to and talk to someone? Why is there no step programs like there is alcoholism or drug use? There's nothing. We have a bunch of support groups on Facebook. Thank God for them. But they're even starting to get ugly. And that's it. Feeling alone. I know people who live in their cars because their family doesn't want to reach out. I have people who are homeless that I know. That breaks my heart that I talk to a lot. I have people who have husbands, wives, whoever it may be, that just don't support them. I don't understand. I mean, do you think we love to be sick? I mean, maybe some people like faking it. I don't like to be sick. I don't. I don't wake up every day and say, oh, how can I just like lay in bed and be lazy and not want to clean my house or not want to go for a jog? I care about fitness. I care about my family. I love cooking for my family. I love to do almost anything. I mean, I started my jewelry business, you know. I'm somebody who is a go-getter, you know, and these families have to realize when you take a drug, a psychiatric drug, what do you think it does to the person you love? What do you think it does? In order to shut down someone's anxiety, depression, I don't know, maybe they've got rage, maybe they have suicidal idealization, maybe they have DPR, maybe they have, I don't know, whatever they have, trauma, because life is traumatic. I think we all have trauma. What do you think it does? It doesn't just, you take this pill every day and it knows like to go into your body and be like, oh, there's the anxiety. There's the depression. There's all these things that we need to fix. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So what happens is you take this pill, this drug, and guess what? It treats everybody the same way because it doesn't have a brain of its own to go into your system and be like, there it is. You know what I mean? So in everyone, whether you're dealing with insomnia, depression, anxiety, stress, whatever it may be, this drug goes into your system and it shuts you down. It shuts down all your neurotransmitters that would cause any bit of excitement, like even the good stuff. You know, not all excitement is bad, but in order for it to work, it's got to shut you down. So when it shuts you down, it shuts you all down. Everything in your system just goes and gets shut down. So it sedates you basically. So what happens is now you had a mom or an aunt or a grandma or a cousin, uncle, brother, whatever, who walks around just like this all day long. Nothing matters. They don't feel anything because that's what psychiatric drugs do. They're not advanced enough to pick and choose. It has to shut it all down, no matter what you're on it for. And people who don't study these drugs, because how would you go into someone's brain and be like, okay, I feel like you have a serotonin decreased. Let's just use that as an example. And I notice now that you're on this drug, we'll call it drug A, that the levels are up now. So you should be feeling great. It's not like thyroid. It's not like blood pressure drugs. They don't work that way, unfortunately. So when I was on these Hey, I'm doing a video, babe.
Can I say hi?
No, because Mommy's doing a YouTube video. It's not that kind. I'm almost done. Okay? My son. You want to say hi quick? Okay, you can. Because no one's there, but they'll see when I upload it.
Hi.
Say hi. Here, come on. Say hey.
Hi.
All right, I'll be done soon. Take Crimmy with you. Crimmy, go, buddy. Go, buddy. Come on. Call him. Crim, go. Crim, go.
Mommy. Mommy, come on.
Crim, Dave, call the dog. No, stop young Bowl's moving. Come on.
Bye, Mommy. Bye, Mom.
Crim, go. What's he? Why won't he go out there? Ooh.
Don't throw at me.
Why is he doing that?
No.
Crim, go.
Bye.
Come on. Crimson, go.
Bye, Mommy.
Crimmy, come on. Bye, Graham. Go. Hey, sorry guys. I don't know. My boxer is acting a fool. He wants to be in my video, which is fine, but, and as you know, I don't edit any of these, so whatever it, y'all see, you see. But getting back to what I was saying, so yeah, so basically, like, in antipsychotics and in psychiatric drugs, or psychiatric drugs altogether, they don't work that way. So, you can have somebody come into your office with insomnia and somebody come in with depression, and the drug is going to shut down the system the same way it does for that person. So, I mean, that's why I don't like these drugs, first of all, because if I would have known that high histamine caused psychiatric-like issues, anxiety, depression, insomnia, irritability, all those symptoms that come with histamine, I would have much rather a doctor told me so I could have done something about it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I would have been way happier to try a diet and some supplements over look at my life now. Look at my life, Look at other people's lives. What about these people who've been on these drugs for decades? It's depressing because they turn off humanity. They turn off your empathy. They turn off your ability to feel love. They turn off your feeling to feel joy and leave you like this all day long. Just this. This is not acceptable. This is not what humans are meant to be. Every one of us has our own humor, our own personality, our own likes and dislikes and little flaws and things that drive us nuts. We're not supposed to all be standing in a line with our eyes popped wide open like robots. That just isn't the answer, and I think why I get so angry is because there are so many people, and I am grateful that I have a roof over my head, but there are so many people literally living out of their cars because their families just threw them away. But I don't get it. Why would you throw away somebody? And again, you don't have to understand what we're going through, but if you claim love for someone, if this is someone that you say means everything to you, how can you turn your back on that person when these drugs have destroyed that person's life, their family, their friends, their social life, some of them their career that they've worked so hard for? We have to fight to stay alive, to recover, and to pick up the pieces and get our life back. And the last thing we need is somebody to just disappear and treat us like we're being punished. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? I'm a totally different person now. Some for the good, some for the bad. What I mean by that is I will cut you out of my life in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. I used to be super forgiving, super loving, and I'm not saying I'm not, but like to the point where I would let you walk all over me. Like literally, like it didn't matter what you did. I would just pick up the phone the next day. That's not me no more. And why that is, I lost all my 20s, all my 30s, and 6 years of benzo hell. Fought from my grave out, literally. The last thing that I'm going to do is spend my time wasting it on people who don't have time to love me back. I'm 41. I'm 42 this August. I can't do it. I just can't. I don't care if it sounds horrible. I'm learning for once in my life to build me and focus on those who have time for me. I have time for them. And to focus on goals and dreams that I want to achieve. Because I don't know, especially with COVID, how long my life is here. I don't know. It's a scary, scary world. But you cannot take somebody that you claim you love, you care for, they mean the world to you, and shun them out of your family. Allow them to sleep in a car. Allow them to sleep in a mold-infested home and go to bed at night and be okay with your conscience. When these people, most of them that I know, they were the doer. They were, like myself, do everything for the family. You know, make sure budget bills are paid, meals are made. I remember getting up out of withdrawal so bad, and I still had to make dinner for my children. I still had to do homework with my kids. I still had to sit in a Zoom meeting that I did not want to be at with all these flashing lights and feeling like I was, you know, trashed, although I wasn't. That's how I felt all the time, hungover. And sit there and put on a face and fake it till I made it. If you've never been there, you don't know how rough that is. That is the hardest thing to do, is to pretend to be okay when you're not and others solely depend on you. So I'm making this video because I'm tired of seeing hateful, selfish family members who can just kick their loved ones to the curb when they don't know what it's like every day to not be able to get up like you and brush your teeth, comb your hair, do daily things, get in a car and drive, go to the grocery store, meal plan, hang out with a buddy, have kickback, have a drink, have a meal, go shopping with your girlfriends, go play golf, go bowling, you know, whatever it is that, you know, the ordinary normal people can do that we can't. And know what that's like every day. I literally was in a car for, about an hour and 40 minutes. I was very proud of myself. It was scary as hell, but I did it. And it was so overstimulating for my central nervous system that it started to feel bad. Like, imagine if you've ever been on a roller coaster in your life and you get that feeling in your tummy where you just feel like butterflies good, but like a little overboard to where you feel sick and it doesn't feel so good. And you're like, yeah, I'm just not going to do no more rides right now. That's how I felt. It was just too overstimulating for my central nervous system. It was that bad. I'm grateful the lady that is driving and being my trainer, she is awesome. Like, I swear she's from God. Like, I'm not kidding. She is so patient. She is just amazing. She's an amazing teacher and an amazing person just inside. And that's what I'm talking about. Being patient with others who are not, I don't want to say normal, but they're struggling. This world has so many people struggling in the same areas. Get up every day, worry about COVID, worry about your kids. You know, maybe you're not a parent, worry about paying your bills, worry about paying your car payment. Nobody is nice at work anymore. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to joke anymore. Everybody's on social media, virtually, live, whatever it may be, TikTok. It does not take that much difference in energy to be kind to somebody, to say, hey, I'm here. I support you. I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here. Than it is to shut somebody out, ignore them, see their Facebook messages, totally ignore them, and act like they don't exist. But when they were up and they were motivated and they weren't sick and they were able to do whatever it is that they did for you, that wasn't an issue. But now they can't do those things. What? They're just no good? Like, these are your kids. These are your spouses. These are your family members. How in the world can you just disown somebody? And again, I'm not even being funny. We change, okay? If I'm not a doctor, okay, I didn't go to school for neurology or anatomy of the body. I didn't go to school for that stuff. But it's common sense that if you give somebody a psychiatric drug, what do you think is going to happen to them when you start messing with their DNA and their brain waves in their body and how their body feels and how their body handles anything? You're just going to shut their whole central nervous system down and expect them to have any feelings? No, they're not. They're not going to have any feelings because that's what I'm experiencing right now. I want to be able to feel my son give me a hug and feel those little butterflies that I used to get when my husband would say something dumb, but it was like dumb cute. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the difference because to me, after being on benzos, my body's like, that's the same as, if someone tells me they love me, it feels the same if someone tells me they don't like me. It shouldn't feel that way. My feelings shouldn't be numbed. But I know I wasn't like this before benzos. Nope. I was not like this before benzos. I was not at all. So I know that the happy, hyper Melissa, the one who dances around the house cleaning, because that's just who I am, I get glimpses of myself coming back. I do. But sadly, they're not long enough for me to embrace them. They're just not. But I cannot wrap my brain around how you can tell someone you love them and disown them because they took a drug that they trusted, that their doctor was, educated with, obviously, knew about the drug, And they did. They did because we are a world where we don't want to feel pain. We don't want to be depressed. We don't want to be unmotivated. We don't want to feel not important, not contributing to society. But at the end of the day, now we all know drugs aren't it. They are just not it. If we're going to be anything, it starts with getting to the root cause, getting to why am I depressed? Why is my appetite crappy? Why don't I ever feel good when I eat? Do I exercise? Who's in my life destroying my life that I really probably could do without them in my life? Now that I'm grown, I see life differently. I see it differently. And I don't, like I said, I just don't have any time for these people that are just cutting people out of their lives like that because a drug changed them. And I'm sorry, at some point, yes, we're all responsible for our behaviors. But when you're on something that chemically changes you, that chemically like takes away your will to decide on your own life, and sometimes those who don't make it, who actually take their lives, they don't have those decisions anymore. Because essentially what you have is a robot. You've just created a robot. It's not the same person anymore at all. You know, it's like you just took a whole person and gave them this drug and recreated a whole new version of them that is cold, that just can walk through a brick wall and not even feel pain. That's what these drugs do to everyone, not just some people. And I'm also tired of hearing that. Oh, well, I heard from so-and-so that they got off this drug and they were doing just fine. Well, guess what? That's a very small percentage. I'm not on any other psychiatric drugs. I don't take any kind of medical medicine for medical reasons. I don't have any, I don't drink. I quit smoking almost 9 years ago. I drink coffee. That's about it, which that's the only thing I can enjoy still is my coffee, because I can't even enjoy a glass of wine anymore, although I wasn't a drinker like that. I mean, I can't even go into Red Lobster and enjoy a seafood meal because I probably would hive out. And guess what? I've eaten seafood my whole life. I've never had a food allergy. Never. So, like, I don't get it. You can't treat people who are going through struggles like this and wonder why people don't stay in the world. It's wrong. It is so wrong. No different than it is wrong to just bully some person for nothing, for no reason, just to be hateful. Just because you're mad that life sucks or whatever it is going on in your life, instead of fixing it and creating hate for somebody else to make their life harder so you can just get some little enjoyment out of what they're struggling with now. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I'm so tired because I hear it more than y'all realize. I do. I'm not perfect. You know, you guys know my whole journey. You can go back and watch my videos from, 3 years ago. I'm not perfect. What you see in all my videos is me. It's me. My good days, my bad days. But I'm always here to support anybody who needs it. Do not feel because you have family members who are minimizing and gaslighting your symptoms and your injury, because that's what it is. This is a brain injury. I had to learn how to walk and talk all over again, like being in a horrible car accident without being in a car. Do not let other people make you feel like you are not valid, that your feelings don't mean something. Find a good support group and someone or a couple people, because I'm learning this too at 41. I'd rather have 2 great people than a bunch of fake people in my life. I don't deal with fake people at all. I do not tolerate those kind of people. Because at the end of the day, they're no good for me and they're no good for anything until they can get their stuff together. But like I said, guys, I just wanted to come on here and basically rant because I'm just really tired of seeing people in the Benzo community not making it because their family totally sucks. And again, they don't have to know what we're going through. They don't have to. We're not expecting them to fix us. We just expect, if they love us, to support us, to be there and to do what they can, no differently than if we had some known disease like cancer or lupus or MS or whatever it may be. Because just because we look Some of us look okay. Like, I may look okay on certain days. You don't see me on my bad days. Y'all see maybe anywhere from 15 minutes to a 40-minute video every couple of months. You don't see the in-betweens. It can get bad. My whole back can go from looking fine and clear to fire. Just fire inflammation all through my back out of nowhere because I might have ate a little too much oil in a salad dressing, or I might have had some stress with some personal things that I'm going through. That right there is so hard because most people that are normal, they may go through stress, but their body doesn't freak out the way that ours does. And our bucket just fills and fills and fills and fills with histamine. And then we're swollen and we're, nasally and coughing and hacking and can't tell. Is it COVID? Is it not? We don't know because it mimics so many things. It's horrible. But like I said, guys, I've made it to 2.5 years off. Please don't lose hope. I'm sorry, guys. I am so stuffy. I don't know if it's something that I ate, probably. But do not lose hope. Do not lose faith. You can get through this with the right people and kick out those that are not beneficial to you. Those people who are going to stomp on you, you don't want them in your recovery either. Because once you get better and once you start to change and see what is important and how life is so short that we don't know tomorrow from the next day who's here and who's gone, you do not need to waste your effort and breath on those kind of people. And I'm sorry to say, but to those of you who are shaming, minimizing, and gaslighting your family members or your friends, it's really sad because we want to get up and be like you every day. We want to get up every day and make breakfast and sit down and have a cup of coffee and have conversations, and we just some days can't do it. The brain is dizzy, weird noises in your ears, you thinking you're having a stroke, feeling all this neuropathy and burning in your skin, like your skin's on fire. It is just so undescribable. I am very disappointed in those people because nobody should be treated badly because they got sick and didn't choose this. They didn't choose to be sick and live every day sick. As life passes us by, we're missing time. We're missing those things with the people that we once loved. But what's sadder is seeing the people you love wanting to move on because you're just cutting into their groove and you can't do what you could do before, so you're just not important anymore. Well, guess what? We are going to get better. And we are going to know who we are and that we are deserving of love and relationships and happiness. And we're going to drop you and move on. Because you know what? We don't have time for those people who leave us when in our time of need. They don't need to see us shine and be a part of that. They can see that from the outside. They don't need to be next to us while we're learning and we're striving to do better. So like I said, guys, please, if you need a support group, you can go on Facebook, the Benzo House. I'm not as active, I'll be honest. I've been focusing on making my jewelry, which I'm very proud of. And so I'm there, but I'm not. And if you want to join, you just have to answer a few questions. It's really that simple. And like I said, please do not lose hope. I know when things are dark, I've been there. I've been where I've been on the bathroom floor and I've been on my knees and I've been vomiting and I've been sweating and my ears are ringing and I just prayed that I would be here and I would make it. And I'm here now to show you guys you can too. Do not allow those bad people to contaminate your life anymore. You don't need it. And I'm glad that I've cut these people out now because I can breathe and I don't have to focus my energy on that no more. I'm too busy loving those who make time for me and love me back. So like I said, guys, I'm doing better. I'm not amazing, but I'm getting there. I'm learning my triggers with foods. I've cut back on a lot of chemicals. I have now organic coffee. If you guys want me to leave the link below, it's a little pricey, but due to that, I love my coffee and I still want something that I can enjoy for me. I buy from a company called Purity, and it has no mold. It's all low histamine, and I just buy a bag of regular and a bag of decaf. I mix up the beans, and then I just grind my own coffee. So, and the other thing is to let me know down below if you guys would like me to do a live. Maybe y'all can come in and I can answer questions if you all have them. Like I said, again, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. This is merely my own experience going through being put on Ativan, and all I can do is share my experience and give any tips that I feel like could help somebody. So like I said, guys, be safe, be kind, and be gentle with yourselves, and just avoid the people right now who just don't have time for you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.